Welcome, everybody, to Respawn Please Podcast, the weekly video game podcast with TikTok video games. I'm your host, Jesus, and with me, as always, is Ell. Ell, how the hell are you?
You know, I'm good. I'm very good. It's Saturday when we're recording this and doing this, but man, I've had a pretty good day so far. I've been very laid back and chill, which I do enjoy a lot.
Nice. My weekend's been pretty chill too. I woke up early this morning, got some editing done for Sons of the Forest.
Nice.
We have so many episodes coming up for that.
I bet, man. We still have to continue. We haven't even touched the story at all.
Yeah, there's so much to do. But I feel like we're getting in a good place with it. Like, I've been watching it and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Also, something I discovered, and I was going to mention this to you, and I wanted to mention on air. I feel really fucking stupid.
Why?
I just cussed. I shouldn't have cussed this early. Oh well. Demonetized. Not that we get monetization, anyways. But I was watching it, and you know how I was like, oh, the fishing trap does not work in that little creek.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I'm stupid. The fish symbol popped up every time I would scroll over, but I guess I was looking so fast on when I was actually playing that I just looked over it. But every time I looked at it, the fish symbol popped up, and I was like, "Yeah, no fishes are here."
Oh my gosh,
I'm an idiot.
Hilarious.
So we can gather fish there. We can get fish there
instead of having to go to that pond on the far end.
Yeah.
Oh
so we could. I think we need so next time we play, I don't know if we took it down or not. I can't remember. I'll find out as I'm editing if we removed it. But we can put it back there now and fish from there. Not have to run away. Because I don't know what my brain was thinking. Every time I looked at it, I was like, man, past me is stupid because it's clearly the fish symbol was right there. What are you talking about? There's no fish.
Funny.
So
that's so funny.
So they've discovered in the editing phase that you can indeed gather fish from there.
I wonder how many people were watching that and being like, "It's right there." They just keep missing it.
Yeah, it's because I'm stupid. But that's life. With that said, we've been playing a lot of games. Well, yes, I've been playing a lot of games. What you been playing?
So, of course, I've been playing Overwatch, which we will get to in a second. I've been playing exactly. Yeah. I told you this before we started the podcast. I'm basically finishing up Inscription. I'm on the last part, spoiler, where everything's going to hell, where basically all the things are corrupting and everybody's like, some of the people that you didn't get to play with in the 3DS type of mode, instead of 2D, they're like, let's just play one match, please. And they're trying to. Anyway, I'm at that point, and I'm about to face off at the Magician. And so, been playing that. Of course, been playing Fall Guys on stream with you. Also, man, I've been thinking about, I need to go ahead and just buy WWE 2K23. I've just been thinking about that freaking GM mode. Like, I have so much fun. I don't know. It kind of reminds me in a way of, it's very much like, not exactly, but it's like a roller coaster tycoon-esque where you build like a amusement park and you're trying to make it.
Yeah.
And so that is like you're trying to build the best show. And I don't know what it is about that type of gameplay, but I just enjoy it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make the best.
Man, it's the simulation thing. Like, I get addicted. It's like I have those phases too where I'm like, all I think about is wanting to play like the GM mode or playing The Sims, where it's just like, there's something about simulation games like that, whether it's Roller Coaster Tycoon, whether it's WWE, whether it's The Sims. It's like you get that itch to want to play and to want to keep playing.
Exactly.
And eventually it burns itself out, but
exactly, yeah. I guess it's because we only really gotten, I think, maybe to off stream. We played to like week 8 the first time we did it, and then I would leave it. So it almost feels like short bursts because in there a season is up to 25 weeks.
Yeah, 25 weeks. Yeah.
And so we never make it to the end, but like it's so much fun just doing it and just watching like your stats and stuff, and I just enjoy it so much. But besides that, I started playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City again because I love Vice City, and so
fun.
Yeah.
How's that?
A little bit of everything. Oh man, I love it. I forgot how great the music was, of course, because they took a lot of like 80s music.
Yep.
And it's a very relative short game of all the GTA games, but it's pretty fun. Of course, you got the late Ray Liotta playing Tommy Vercetti, and a bunch of other star-studded cast in there.
Yeah. Did you ever see his last movie, Cocaine Bear?
No, I have not seen it.
Have you seen the trailers? It's amazing. The
Yes.
trailers are amazing. Yeah. That was his last movie he filmed.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's on Peacock, I want to say, or it was on Peacock like a week or two ago.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I think I'm at the end of how much I really want to play with it.
Ooh.
It's not a bad game by any means.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, even though I'm not probably going to ever complete it and I'm kind of bored of it now, no matter what, I think it's going to be in like my top 10 at the end of the year, because it is just fundamentally a fantastic game. I have enjoyed what I've played, but nothing is sinking its teeth into me. Like, nothing sinking its teeth into me with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I find the controls just obnoxious. I hate the controls. I hate, like, in the middle of combat, your weapon breaks and then you have to like hold down a button to bring up a menu, and then you have to scroll through the menu to bring the weapon. It's just like cumbersome things like that take the fun out of it for me. The one thing I do enjoy a lot are the shrines, which are basically puzzles to get your heart stuff so you can get your hearts up and all that crap.
Okay.
I enjoy doing the puzzle things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But the combat I'm not enjoying. I don't care about the world or anything. And so like I'm just reaching that point where I'm like, I don't really want to play anymore. Now, with that said, I love going on TikTok and watching all the things that people are creating, because there's some off the wall things. Have you seen the freaking people that are creating like the big tall guy with a penis shoot out fire?
Yes.
I keep getting that stuff and I'm like, guys, come on, let's stop now. It's like one person did it and now everybody wants to do that too. It's
everybody
like,
wants to do it.
Come on. And they're like putting it in random circles. And then like I'm also getting people torturing these little seed people. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh yeah, I've heard
I'm just
about
like,
that.
come on. I'm just like, guys, stop torturing these poor things. They don't need to be tortured. They're so cute and adorable. Why? They just want to be with their friends. Stop stealing them and torturing them.
I've seen a couple people torture them in fires. I've seen a couple people launch them in the distance.
Yeah.
I've seen them just do like crazy things. Same thing with the builds. We've sent each other back and forth TikToks of like people creating these crazy, either like Gundam like things or vehicles or just whatever. It's just like, man, and we knew this was going to happen because people are so creative, but man, I didn't think it'd go like so far the way that it's gone. It's so crazy.
Yeah. It happens so quickly too. It's just like, man, I wish I could be that creative. I just wish I could be that creative, because I can't create anything. Like I try and it's just like nothing works. I'm just fundamentally, I guess I'm just stupid. I don't know. Probably the unstupid part, but anyway, I love watching people play it. It's like Elden Ring for me last year.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, I eventually reached a point where I was like, I'm not having fun playing this, but I'm enjoying watching other people playing. And my dog is being super loud right now. I apologize. Give me a second.
All good. Oh.
She was like licking her bowl and it was dragging across the ground.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was making a scraping noise because I have like concrete floor. Anyways. But yeah, so I'm about done with Zelda.
Okay.
I'm going to keep playing it for a little bit. And like, I'm hoping, because I think one of the things that's for me right now is the reason I don't care about anything is because I haven't really been doing the story stuff, but I also haven't felt incentivized to do the story stuff. Like, because right now I just have to find out where the hell's Zelda.
Yeah.
What's up with Zelda? And I'm just like, I don't really care to begin with, but I am going to start doing some story specific things to see if like, maybe that's why I'm not connecting with anything right now, and see if that'll get its teeth in me, and I'll report back next week.
Okay.
I don't expect it to be, but like, without all that said though, even though I'm not going to complete the game, most likely this game will be in my top 10 because like it's just fundamentally a fantastic game. You know what I mean? So
exactly, yeah.
Like it is a fantastic game, and it's probably going to get Game of the Year across the board from multiple outlets and stuff.
Yeah, like I can definitely see it.
And like we have a topic coming up where it's selling wildly,
crazy.
So putting up crazy numbers. Outside of Zelda, I've been playing Fall Guys as well. I've created a couple of creative maps that we've played on that I've been slowly adjusting to make them harder because I'm just a crazy person. I don't want to make them as hard as possible.
I want to say, sorry to interrupt. I want to say that from the last stream that we did Wednesday, the people who like our friend Blitz, Fox to the Future, Evil Donut, all these people that created levels that we played through, they've all been great. Like I've had a blast playing them, and I want to see more. So if you're watching this, either comment a map that you've created, because I love to play them because it's so interesting. The difficulty that people put them, either it's something, very difficult, like some maps that we played, or like it's very interesting as to the routes that they give. So
yeah, I noticed that, like with me, I like having like super small lanes, and making them, putting obstacles in the way to make you like try to figure out the timing, try to figure out, okay, maybe I can scoot over a little bit to the edge to get around this particular object so it doesn't hit me, type thing. I noticed that's what I gravitate towards, and then playing with just the physics of stuff, I guess. It comes down to timing. So yeah, I'm like in love with the creative mode. I can't wait to see more things get introduced. Because there's like, I was playing Fall Guys earlier today, and there was like things popping up. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if they added like this item into the game so we could use it. And like, there's just a lot that I want to see, and hopefully as time goes on, the creative mode will get expanded upon. And I'm just looking forward to seeing more and more creations out there. And I'm sure like we could probably go to like the Fall Guys Reddit or something and have like a full on post of people's codes and stuff. I'm too lazy for that. I need people to just give it to me. I don't want to do research, I'm lazy.
Exactly. No, I get that.
And then outside of Fall Guys, though, I started playing Hades again. I don't know why I decided to play Hades, but man, I forgot how much I love this game.
Nice.
I also forgot how, actually, I did forget. I always knew. But gosh darn, those gods are hot. Hades makes the gods hot. Well, some of them are not hot, but the majority of them are. So go play Hades if you like hot Greek gods and goddesses. Nice. But yeah, I'm playing Hades again. I decided I want to get all the trophies for it on the PlayStation 5. So just going through that. I already have the majority of them on PC. So it's like, you know what? I'll go for them all on PlayStation. Might as well. It's one of those games that I own on every console except Switch.
Whoa. And I thought about buying it on the Switch because they were having a sale of it for like $5.
Right now?
I don't know about right now. This was maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. It's like, is it $5 right now? I'll buy it right now on stream. And then I will own it on every console. It'll be one of those games I own on every console. I'm trying to think of another game. I have Star Wars Knights of the Republic on every console except PlayStation because it was never on PlayStation, which is weird that Star Wars Knights of the Republic is getting remade for the PlayStation, but whatever.
Hilarious.
There's a whole list of stuff there. But I have it on Xbox and PC and Mac, oddly enough, because it was on Mac, and it's on Switch. So I have it on Switch. Because Star Wars Knights of the Republic is one of my favorite, and I'll own Portal 2 on everything as well. Anyway, it's not important. But I've been playing Hades. Hades, fantastic game. Everybody should go play it. It was my game of the year back in 2020. I want to say 2020. Yeah, somewhere around there. Whenever it got its full release and was out of early access, because it was on early access for a while on PC. So, and you know what's, I guess, still in beta is this game still considered beta?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, what's the point of it being in beta at this point? And so let's get to the topic of the show, which is Overwatch a broken promise? So this past week, everybody that has been looking forward to PvE received some not so great news. Ell, I'm going to let you take over this because you have a little bit more positivity towards this than I do.
No, definitely. I mean, you know what? You know what's interesting is, so I said that, when we had the conversation, we talked about it, which I'll get into here in a second for people listening or watching. But then there was a moment where I felt a little upset. I actually felt like, wait a minute, but I'll get into it. So basically, for those in the Overwatch community, if you play Overwatch or you did play it, Overwatch 2 Blizzard, they announced that they are doing away with the PvE that they had promised back in 2019. They had shown off, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yep, 2019 and all that.
So when I say what they had promised, so they had promised basically this experience where you had skill trees. And you had these almost like its own game in itself, of like a story-based game for like the Overwatch lore and stuff like that. So there was a big what's it called? Announcement basically saying that sorry, because of what's going on with Blizzard and what they decided to focus on, they are doing away with the PvE. So everything that they had shown off in 2019 and what we were promised for those who were interested, it's gone. Now, in saying that, the new changes, I wish I had it here. There's a very in-depth, great article on Game Informer by Timur Hussain.
Hussein? GameSpot. It's GameSpot.
Sorry, GameSpot.
And Timur Hussain.
Timur Hussain. Sorry. But great article. I recommend it if you're into Overwatch or if you are playing Overwatch 2, to give it a read, because it's really good, in depth, and has
very long,
very, very long article. But they ask great questions to the devs over at game director Aaron Keller and Jared Noose, the executive producer. So yeah, I'm sorry I lost track of mine here, but basically the PvE as we know it is gone. They're doing away with it, deciding to rather focus on the live game rather than continuing to put resources and time into what they had shown off in 2019 BlizzCon, into that story-based game. Now, sorry, did you say something?
No, I was just saying, Yep.
And so, in its place, what they've promised is to the next few seasons. I think season 6 is the one that they're trying to really like push, is where where the consumer or those who play Overwatch 2 are going to see big things, because they're still going to include story missions, but it's going to be on a seasonal basis. And that's what they're considering the PvE. So you're not going to get like a full game like they had promised or anything like that. It's going to be more so just random missions here and there. No more skill tree. You're going to get a new hero, 2 new maps. I wish I had it pulled up. Maybe I'll pull it up here. But basically there's a roadmap, so to speak, of basically what they have planned. Oh, here it is. Sorry. So in season 5, which is the next season, I think it's in next month, they have something called Quest Watch, which is a new limited time event. Mischief and Magic, basically part of that. Cinematic reveals, summer games, basically new modes. Season 6 is when they start to include story missions, which a lot of people are basically thinking that that's part of the PvE experience that they had promised, but just small missions. That's when they introduce a new support hero, new map, a new mode called Hero Mastery, which looks like some sort of training experience. There's supposed to be a new player progression system, as well as the Overwatch anniversary. It's going to be in season 6. And then season 7 and beyond, they kind of give some not too detailed information about what's coming, like a new tank hero, a new collaborations, another new map, and stuff like that. So I say all that to say, sorry for being long-winded, when this news was announced, I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw everywhere people were upset, and rightly so.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody who plays Overwatch, I myself included, at first I was kind of like, well, it is what it is. I enjoy the PvP aspect of the game. But then I did find myself getting a little upset, because what was happening was I was listening to everybody. I'm like, wow, they actually promised so much, and there were people who probably purchased Overwatch 2 or purchased a couple things in hopes to play that game that they had promised, to now not even getting that game at all. And then almost like you're wasting people's money. Also, in saying that since they decided in doing that, this should really just still be Overwatch. It's not Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
the two
is irrelevant. Like,
yeah. So this is basically Overwatch, because Overwatch 2, the reason why it was going to be Overwatch 2 was because of that PvE experience that they were promising. And so now it's basically the same game, except with one less team player on the ranked and unranked matches. That's the only difference. And a couple things. So I'm going long-winded here. I did want to hear your piece, because I have a little bit more, but before I just keep regurgitating information, I want to hear your piece about all this information.
All right. So for me, this announcement, the PvE that we introduced, that we said was going to be in the game, no longer being there, is completely and utterly unacceptable. Like, it's just complete fucking bullshit. Like, To sum this up, so I don't go long-winded with this and just rage against the machine here, is the only reason I started playing Overwatch again with you and with Blitz, with our friends and stuff, was because there was the promise of PvE.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about the PvP stuff. And I know maybe I'm the minority in this, but like I was only playing it. I got into it because of y'all. And I enjoyed it for the first month or two. But even as you know, recently, anytime you go, hey, let's play Overwatch, I'm just like, oh, God, Overwatch. And then when we did that stupid Star Watch event, which was God fucking awful, I was just like, what is the point of any of this? And so to summarize my feelings, I don't trust in any way, shape or form the Overwatch dev team delivering on their promises that, these story missions, we're going to introduce these story missions that are going to enhance, that are going to progress the story of Overwatch, that it's going to add new elements to Overwatch. I don't trust them at all anymore. There's nothing they can say or do really to make me trust them. The only way I'm ever going to come back to Overwatch now is if you tell me, or Blitz tells me, or both of you tell me, go, oh no, Jesus, you need to try the story event that's happening right now. I think you would like it, because otherwise I'm not playing Overwatch ever again. I don't trust this team. I don't trust them anymore. I have no desire to keep playing the same shit over and over again. And they say they're going to have story stuff every season. I'm willing to bet season 6 rolls around, they'll have story stuff, some new story stuff. Maybe season 7 will have something, maybe season 8, but I think very quickly it's going to be the same story event stuff they've done in the past, where it's story event stuff, but not really. I just don't trust them to deliver on that promise at all, because they've just shown to us that we can't trust them. And like, I understand that game development's hard and everything. And but like from the interview, from this article on GameSpot, they made it clear that they already knew that they weren't going to be releasing the PvE stuff in the form that they promised up to like the beta release back in October.
That's crazy.
And they were still saying that it was coming. And I guess they were saying that because technically PvE was coming, just not in the form that they promised. So it's like, you lied to us. You made a promise to us. And then you kept telling us until this past week. And then, and I mean, I guess it's good that they told us now, but it's like, you should have told us from the beginning, when that decision to scrap the PvE stuff, you should have told everybody that from the beginning. It's frustrating beyond belief. And like you said, this is not Overwatch 2, because the promise of Overwatch 2 was the PvE. Like the whole reason to have that too was because the PvE was going to take it in a new direction. You're not taking this game in a new direction at all. It's still pretty much the same. Like all you did was get rid of loot boxes, add a battle pass, and then drop down to 5v5 instead of 6v6. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I stopped playing Overwatch back in like 2017, 2018, maybe 2017, more realistic. Playing from then and then playing again in October with you and stuff. And I mentioned this several times. I was like, this game doesn't feel any different to me because it played exactly what I remembered back in 2017, even when there was 6v6, because I hadn't played in those years. And so like nothing about the game felt different to me. And even then I was like, man, I can't wait for PvE to actually see what this game can bring. And now it's not doing that. So this is completely unacceptable. And like, I just don't trust the Overwatch dev team. And it's kind of making me not trust Blizzard at all either. Like if freaking Diablo comes out and they pull some shit, like the Diablo team pulls some shit going, oh yeah, there's not going to be a campaign mode. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's what Diablo is. So it's like, it's making me not trust Blizzard in a very significant way, where I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if I can trust anything y'all say. And like BlizzCon, they're still having BlizzCon come up in November. And I'm imagining that's going to be a horrible experience for the devs. And like, again, I don't necessarily blame it on the devs or anything like that. I do blame it on the people that weren't honest with us from the beginning. Like, the moment that the decision was to scrap the PvE was the moment they should have said, hey, y'all, there's no PvE, and at least not in the form that we said, instead of waiting this late. Because even like even before the announcement, when we played Star Watch, I mentioned while we were playing on the stream, like, man, I can't wait to actually get some PvE stuff. Like, that's what I want. And that was a week before it was less than a week when this article went up. So it's like, what the hell? Because like, it's rough because I like Overwatch lore. I like the world of Overwatch, but I don't want to keep playing 5v5. I don't want to keep doing PvP stuff. These story events that they've had in the past aren't really that great, you know? Like, they're kind of whatever. I enjoyed the Junkenstein one, the Bride of Junkenstein or whatever, but it's not a relevant thing. It doesn't do anything to the grand lore of Overwatch or anything. And it almost feels like the lore of Overwatch doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. It makes perfect sense. And like I said, I think a lot of people are very upset, rightfully so. This definitely takes away whatever faith was left in Blizzard with the Overwatch team and things like that. Because, when I found out news that basically they were scrapping the whole PvE idea that they announced well before, or like right before they were releasing the beta, which is crazy to me. That right there, it's like, wow, so they lied. I almost feel like, which I've seen a couple people in the Overwatch community that I follow mention this, it just felt like they were just trying to keep that hype up to keep making money, trying to, tell people like, hey, we are making changes. We are, trying to refresh this game to, give you something new to, warrant the Overwatch number 2. And it just feels, like I said, it feels very underhanded. It feels very wrong. And so it sucks. And like I said, because I know me, I'll probably still play the PvP aspect of it here and there. But there are moments too where I'm just like, I don't feel like playing it as much anymore. But more so because one of the things, I guess, for me is that I did enjoy playing it with like you, our friends Blitz, Little Dove, and all them. That's what made it fun. And so, now like, well, we're not getting the PvE that we were promised. Well, it's like, well, man, what is really happening? How much longer are people just going to be okay with playing the PvP aspect of it? And, there are going to be people who, play it regardless of whatever's happening. But I think that that's a minority of the community. I think that if people don't get something new or didn't get what they were promised, they're like, well, we're going to look somewhere else for that. And, it sucks because Overwatch, when it first came out, was a very like amazing game. People loved it. It had so much like just going for it. But then for it to come here, it's like, like you guys dropped the ball. And now I'm wondering what they're gonna do at BlizzCon. And like I said, I don't necessarily put the full blame on like the devs or anything like that. Maybe more so the management. But it just sucks because it feels like really. You all just made, you were making these changes just because you're like, well, this isn't going to make us a lot of money. So let's go with something that will make us a lot of money, which sucks. Whenever any company does that, the end product most of the time is going to suck. And it's just bad.
Yeah. I need to, my dog just unplugged my monitor. I have to, I have to plug it back in so I can read the doc. Okay. But give me a second. Continue with your thoughts, but I have to,
Yeah, no problem. So it seemed very underhanded. Like I said, because it would have been cool to get the hero progression, that skill tree, because it would bring, I feel like, new life into Overwatch 2. And I think that's something that it definitely needed for those who weren't as interested into the PvP aspect. And it's like no campaign. It's just, it just sucks. And a lot of people are, I noticed, we're putting blame on, what's his name? The guy who owns Blizzard, Bobby, let me see. Bobby Kotick. And just because a lot of people want him out, especially for all the stuff that went on early on with all the scandals and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's just, everybody's saying it just feels like a lot of like just behind this is just a lot of like greed and wanting to make the most money that they can possibly, which I mean, I understand that from a business aspect, but if that's the sole focus, it's never going to end out good in the end. And it sucks because now with all of that, as much as like I like to play the PvP aspect of Overwatch 2, there's a internal thought in my head. I'm like, okay, the clock is running down. How much longer till this game's just like dead? And it's just, like there were moments, I don't think you were playing, but there were moments in Overwatch 1 that I remember where, because at the time they were focusing on that PvE aspect that they were promising, where there was no new content, no new nothing. It was just the same game for like months on end because they were, working on that PvE stuff. And a part of me is like, well, if it ever gets to that point, I guess I'll just leave and focus on something else that kind of will take its place. Because it's just at that point, well, there's nothing new coming. There's nothing to look forward to.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. They halted any kind of progress for Overwatch 1 with the promise of Overwatch 2's PvE.
Yep.
And it's like, so you sacrificed one game, but then didn't fulfill the promise of Overwatch 2 at all. Oof. And so we're back to Overwatch 1 because Overwatch 2 is not Overwatch 2 in any way, shape, or form. This is just Overwatch. Just drop the 2 at this point, and then 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the line, when you go, okay, we're gonna have a proper Overwatch 2 now that's gonna change everything. And this is and I think I doubt they're gonna drop the 2. I think they're gonna keep the 2, and they're always gonna promote it. It's like, it's Overwatch 2. It's so different. It's like, no, it's not. You guys are lying to us. What they could do is, just drop the 2. Make it Overwatch, take a note from Fortnite and how it handles its like seasons and episodes, where it's Fortnite is Fortnite, but then they have episode 1, episode 2, episode 1, season 2, episode 1, season 3. They need to go that direction with Overwatch at this point, where it's, especially if you want to have like these seasons, have like big story events.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to take Overwatch, where it's Overwatch episode 1. Season 1.
Yeah.
There we go. That there's a story to that. There's a story that the characters are following and stuff that you can play with. And I think that would be a smarter way to go. I doubt they'll do that again because it's Overwatch 2. They can still, they'll still convince people like, oh no, Overwatch 2 is different, when again, it's not. So,
exactly.
I don't know. Like I would love for them to just drop the 2 and take the direction of how, obviously, Overwatch is quite different from Fortnite, but like taking that model that Fortnite has and how it handles its seasons in a similar manner, because that's one thing I think Fortnite does really well, is having these themes for each season, having these story events each season. Even though you're not really playing this for the story or anything, it's still cool to have that in the background to know that that's working. And I don't know, I think Overwatch should do something like that, where these story missions that they are promising is coming. Obviously, it's going to be season based, so we will get little story missions. But yeah, I think that's just how, I don't know. It makes more sense for me that way than saying that this is Overwatch 2. I hope that all made sense. I know I kind of cut definitely. Myself off. Now, talking about these story missions and stuff, like I said from earlier, I don't have any confidence that these are actually going to be significant. I think they're going to start off with trying to make them significant. But what I have a feeling is going to happen is that like season 6, they will have something solid, something good that people are going to like, oh yeah, this is good. But then season 7, it's going to dip. Season 8, it's going to dip. Season 9, it's going to dip. And then it's going to be, the story that we started, we're going to have to take a couple seasons off so we can build it. So we're just going to give you these same recycled events that we've done in the past. You know what I mean? So we can build to it. It's like, well, that's not what y'all promised.
Exactly.
And so it gets to the cycle where it's like, okay, well, eventually, and like I do think like eventually that quality is going to decline, and maybe season 6 comes out and the story crap is just a dud in the water. Like, the quality's not good. It's not what people wanted. It is just recycled events that they've had in the past. Maybe it'll be modes that they've had in the past, but we reskinned to make it seem like it's new. But it's like, oh no, that's something you've already done. But like, if Star Watch is anything to base off of, and this, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the first time Star Watch was a thing, right?
Yes.
Or did they have it in the past before?
No. This is the first time.
If it is anything like Star Watch, if any of their missions are like Star Watch, it's not going to be fun. Like, for me, Star Watch was a complete and utter dead in the water, boring thing because we played it and I was just like, this is not fun. I'm not having fun. They put turrets up, I guess, for the PvE aspect of that to help. It was just like it like trying to control the points, and it was just like whatever. Like for me, it wasn't fun. I have no faith that this quest watch or whatever the hell it's called for the next season. I have no faith that's going to be good for season 5. Hopefully it is. Hopefully you'll text me and go, hey, it's actually pretty fun. You should check it out. But
exactly.
Yeah, the only way I'm going to be playing Overwatch 2 again is if you are like, you should come check out these stories missions because they're actually pretty good.
Yes.
At this point, I'm done. Now, I will say this. If any story mission is like you have to pay for the story missions through the battle pass, that's an automatic no for me. Yeah. I'm not paying for the season pass when I highly doubt I will stick to it. You know what I mean? And I think that is something. I think that's been something that's been floating around. Is people saying that the story missions are going to be tied to the season pass, and if that's true, fuck that. I'm not like you can't even convince me to buy the season pass because I am not doing that for a game that all I want is the PvE missions, and then I won't play the game again. And I doubt that will be the $20 to spend or whatever on the battle pass that's not enough for me to, especially if the story missions are going to be like 15-20 minutes long and only be like 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah. Like I don't know, man. I just have no trust in Overwatch at this point. And I can't think of anything that they could do at this point to bring me back in. And, you know, I know you said you're going to keep playing, but like, what is the nail in the coffin for you? Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, over the past few days, just thinking about it and just kind of like listening to others, trying to get different perspectives on it, and just it almost feels as if this is the nail in the coffin. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, like I said, I say that, but I do want to play just because I do enjoy like the game above it for like that. But outside of that, man, just I haven't seen many, if at all, any people that are okay still with this. And it just seems like a major, like, negative 100% reaction to it. And it's going to take, like, a miracle to, like, I feel to even bring back, like, bring the faith back in for people to actually even believe in this game anymore. Which sucks because I feel like this game has great, like you said, lore, great stories, just everything about it, like, that I just really enjoyed from when it first came out to now. But this feels like I said, I guess the way that it happened, why it feels like that to me, it just felt very underhanded, and trying to do it for money, and like it just sucks. But I almost feel like a part of me feels like this is like close to that last nail before the coffin is like shut. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told me, like, if you told me, hey, in probably 3 years this game will be dead, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'd just be like, well, it was good while it lasted, you know? Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if season 6 comes out and the story stuff is dead in the water, like, it comes out and people are like, this is not good. Yeah. It comes out, people are saying it's not good. It's a buggy mess. The events that they have going are just sort of recycled events from the past, but with a new skin and a new story behind it. I don't think it's going to go over well. Like, I think everything's going to be riding on the season 6 and what that means. And hopefully Blizzard realizes that. Hopefully this Overwatch team realizes that, we've just promised that season 6 is going to be our biggest season yet. We're going to implement stories. We're going to implement this new character. We're going to implement this new map. We're going to implement all this stuff. And if the story stuff is not good, if the hero is not fun or interesting to play, if the map is not good, if there's a ton of bugs with the story missions, what then? Like, you just kind of put an egg on your face with that, you know?
Exactly.
And so season 6, they need to come out swinging, but then they also need to keep up. And they can't stumble, because the moment they stumble is the moment people are going to pile on Blizzard and go, this shit is not acceptable, when it's already not acceptable. Like, you're just going to reintroduce that conversation, and you can't promise, oh yeah, season 7 was a stumble, we'll do better in season 8. you can't make that promise.
Yeah. I feel like they used a lot of their lifelines. And it's just like they're, they, like you said, they don't have anything to really save them or cash a safety net or anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
So they have to like win back everyone. It's almost, I almost feel like maybe they have a couple stuff saved up, but like I said, it's like they give themselves, they put a clock on themselves until they're like, okay, we have them put till season 7. And then after that, they're like, from now until that season 7 comes out, they're like, oh, we have to like crunch. We have to like work, which you never want to do. And so it's like, they're on their heels right now and they're about to fall over. And we'll see in season 6 because, I'll see season 5, but it's not really too much going on. But yeah, season 6 is, I think, will probably be the tell whether or not this is basically done.
Yeah. And season 6 is going to be what? Probably September, October.
I think so,
with how, because it's 2 months for every season, right? So,
yeah, I think so. Let me see if I can look at the thing.
I don't think there's 6. There wasn't a date confirmed, so.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I'm assuming it's like every 2 months, right? So.
Yeah, it's like every 2 months or a month and a half or something like that.
Yeah, so it would be like August, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
August-ish. But yeah, like, again, they're making all these promises with season 6. They need to follow through with it.
Yeah.
They need to follow through with it. They can't stumble at season 6 because if they stumble at season 6, then season 7 is not going to be any better. Season 8 is not going to be any better.
I almost feel,
And if they land with season 6, they need to keep that going with season 7, season 8, season 9. Like they need to have multiple good seasons under their belt before they go, okay, we need a rest now. We need to kind of recover, but they need to have multiple seasons in a row because that's the only way you're going to get players back into it. And that's that is if players are willing to come back. Yeah. I'm willing to come back as long as someone tells me that story stuff is actually good. If you come in and I ask you, hey, Ell, what are the hero missions like? Are they fun? And you go, that's not instant. Like if you just say they're okay, they can't just be okay. They have to be fun. They have to be good, and they have to fulfill this promise of building this Overwatch story, of building the lore out in Overwatch. Because that's what was promised. And they took out this campaign, but they're saying that these PvE events that they're going to have is going to kind of fill that gap in and it's like, well, we'll see. Because right now I don't trust you, and I'm more inclined to trust you, Ell, rather than the devs.
Exactly.
If you come out and tell me that, oh yeah, it's actually fun, I will play.
Yeah.
But if you say it's okay, I could be like, well, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of confidence because you're a nerd and you already love it.
Exactly. So
crazy. But like it's just wild that Overwatch is in the state, because if you would have told me back in October this was going to be it, I would have been like, man, that's wild. Because Overwatch 2, it is fun. Like the Overwatch has always had really good gameplay. Like it is fun to play. But I am so tired of the PvP. I am tired of team-based stuff. I'm tired of it. It's not exciting to me. And maybe I'm the minority. Maybe I am the minority in this. I don't feel like I am based on what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've read, people I've talked to. I don't feel like I'm in the minority with this, but maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It'll be all eyes are going to be on them for season 6, and they better deliver, because if they don't deliver, Overwatch probably will be dead within 2-3 years. They're going to have to think of something. It's going to go the way of what the hell is their MOBA called that they tried to do? Heroes of the Storm?
No. Yeah. No, it wasn't Heroes of the Storm.
I can't remember. There's a Blizzard MOBA that they tried to do, and it wasn't good. So.
Yeah, it was Heroes of the Storm.
Okay. I mean, they still have Hearthstone. Hearthstone still brings in that money because people want to buy those cards and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Just go on Hearthstone.
Oh gosh,
Liz plays Hearthstone religiously. So
does he?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I almost thought
that'll be your game. That'll be your game.
Yeah, that'll be my new game to play. That or I almost thought about getting the Apex, but I was just like, I don't even know if I want to get into that. I almost feel like, well, maybe the end of an era. Yeah. No more Overwatch. I'll just fill my life with nothing but story-based games.
No. You and I will both join the Fortnite train.
Fortnite.
I mean, they have a no build mode, so
they do.
That's the one thing that always prevented me from playing Fortnite was the building. I can't do the building, man. I've tried. I'm just like, I'm not fast enough for this. I'll do the no build mode. We can start doing that.
We'll see. We'll turn into a Fortnite broadcast.
Actually, to keep it in the family, we'll do Call of Duty Warzone to keep it in the Activision Blizzard family.
See, I wouldn't mind doing that because I'm familiar with it, but I have to do one.
I've never been good at Call of Duty, but I'll give it a try.
Nice.
I will cry myself to sleep. So, any final thoughts on this Overwatch nonsense?
Yes.
Okay.
Blizzard, currently you suck.
Mm-hmm.
Really, 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 really suck. Now it's time to not suck. And the way that you do, you're literally. I almost feel like I said. It feels like it's the next to last nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost feels like they're on life support, but not quite. But they're almost there. And I feel like there is a way to come back, and that's by promising and delivering great game content. That's what you have to do. You have to do that. And
you know who's gonna have great game content coming out soon? You know who's gonna show off some amazing stuff, or at least that's what we expect.
Yes.
The PlayStation Showcase has an official date. That's something we talked about last week when it was speculative that it was going to be the week of May 25th. And there's a definitive date now over on the PlayStation Twitter, and the PlayStation Twitter announced that it's going to be on May 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is about 3 o'clock my time, and then 4 years, right?
Yep.
So, but it was announced that it's going to be a Wednesday, May 24th. So it's coming up. It's just next week. It's unless depending on how you start the week. You know, some people start Saturday as the week, or some people start Sunday the week. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's irrelevant. Wednesday, May 24th. It's going to be about an hour long, and it's going to focus on PS5 and PSVR 2, which is awesome. PSVR 2 needs to get some love. I'm looking forward to seeing more games that will make me want to buy PSVR 2. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
I had pre-ordered it, and then I canceled it because I was like, I don't really want to play any of these games that are coming out. So this is the second chance to try to entice people, because from what I hear, the PSVR 2 is fantastic. Like, I think like the tech itself is great, but right now there isn't, for me as a consumer, while the tech is great, it costs more than the console. So that's a knock against it. Yeah. And right now there's no games that I want to play. So it's like, hopefully they will show off some games that will be like, you need to invest in the PSVR 2, which costs more than the console. I think that's the biggest thing, is that it costs more than the console for me. I'm like, do I really want to spend that money? We'll find out. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm excited about the PlayStation Showcase. I'm looking forward to all the things they're going to show off, from Spider-Man to Death Stranding, Final Fantasy probably. There's so much they can show off. There's the rumor that they have gained the rights to Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, all of that stuff. So we'll see what comes of it. It's going to be about an hour long. PS5, PSVR 2. We are going to react to it in some form. I don't know if we're going to react to it live, or if it's going to be later that day. Since it's on a Wednesday and we stream on Wednesdays, we may just sacrifice a game night and just watch it together instead of it. Just depends on Ell's schedule that day.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. But we are going to react to it in some form of way. With that said, if we do film it at night, I will probably have already watched it, so it won't be a fresh reaction for me. But I'll pretend I'm a good actor.
Whoa!
I was a major in theater in my college days. I know how to act. But we will have a reaction to it, and we will talk about it at length. But I'm incredibly excited. What about you, El?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it. This is like almost like one of my favorite times of the year, because you have the PlayStation Showcase, then you have the Summer Games Fest.
Xbox,
of course,
and
Xbox,
Starfield.
Bethesda, Starfield, Devolver Digital for the indie people, and just like a bunch of indie developers. This is where you're getting to see previews of what's to hopefully come, and it's always cool. It's almost, you're basically watching trailers to a movie, and you're trying to get you hyped up for these games that are coming out, and hopefully they deliver. And so it's always cool to see the new ideas in the pipeline. And I'm super excited because, like I said, I want to see what PlayStation is going to show off. Starfield, Xbox, what they're going to show off, and then of course the indie showcase. And I can't wait. This is like some of the best times of the year.
Oh yeah, the next, what is it, 3 weeks? It's going to be like freaking a lot of stuff getting announced over the course of the weeks. It's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about, from the showcases themselves to the individual games. It's going to be so much to talk about. And you know what else? Something that struck me that I was like, you know what? This is just a fun freaking thing to talk about.
What's that?
There's a new character coming to Dead by Daylight.
Oh boy,
coming to Dead by Daylight. Good old one of the greatest actors of our time. Yep. Good old Nicolas Cage is going to be coming to Dead by Daylight. Announced also on their Twitter.
That's so crazy.
The Dead by Daylight team is Nicolas Cage is coming to a realm near you, and you're going to learn more on July 5th. So we have a ways to go, but they released a little teaser trailer with Nicolas Cage in it.
That's so funny.
You know, it's something.
It is something.
This is the most random thing ever. And I'm just fascinated by this decision.
Oh yeah. So. It's interesting. This actually, I love stuff like this because it's like, first it makes you think, what the hell? But in some weird way, you kind of think, well, this works for Dead by Daylight in a way. Like it doesn't seem outrightfully wrong. And it makes me want to get back into Dead by Daylight because I enjoyed playing with like you, our friends Little Dove and Blitz. It was always a blast to play that when we were playing together. And so just to know that Nicolas Cage is going to be in it, and it's cool. And now I want to learn like in what aspect, what is he going to do? What part is he going to play in this? And it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I love Nicolas Cage so much. I love him as an actor. I'm not even joking about this. He's one of my favorite actors alive. Yeah, he has some crap movies, but he also has some incredible movies. So I'm looking forward to see, again, like same as you, seeing what his role is going to be. He's certainly not going to be a killer, right? Like that would be wild, but maybe.
That would be crazy.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure the speculation is that he's just a survivor, right? He's going to be a special survivor. So yeah, that's cool. That's coming. Just fun news. I thought that was just fun news. And what's even more fun than Nicolas Cage coming to Dead by Daylight, Ell? What's more fun than that? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sells 10 million copies in 3 days.
That's crazy.
This is from an article over on Forbes by Paul Tassi. And I'm going to run through this on like this. I think this is just interesting. We know the numbers would be big, but Nintendo has just announced that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has sold over 10 million copies in just 3 days. It remarks that it's the fastest selling game in Zelda history, but it's much more than that, and it needs some context. So the context that the Forbes article provides is that Cyberpunk 2077 sold 13.7 million copies in 21 days. Hogwarts Legacy, which also came out this year, came out back in February, sold 12 million copies in 14 days. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 sold 1 billion worth of copies in 14 days. 10 million copies at 70 would be 700 million for Zelda. Grand Theft Auto 5 sold 800 million worth of copies on its first day and 1 billion in 3 days, the all-time record. Crazy. So Tears of Kingdoms is close to many of these, if not shy of some of all-time records and revenues.
Wow.
This is incredible. Like, we knew that Zelda was going to be big. Like, critically, it's huge. And then now commercially, it's huge. So like, this is just incredible. This is like a testament to the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, just how good of a game it is and how much hype was around it, how much people wanted more of this, wanted to continue from Breath of the Wild into this. And so, people keep saying that, Switch is going away. Switch needs to stop. It's like when Nintendo sees these numbers, it's like, they're not really incentivizing Nintendo to move on from the Switch and move on from this hardware. You know what I mean? Yes. I mean, I'm sure there's like a Switch 2.0 or whatever, a Super Switch or something in the works. But like, Nintendo has something working here, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is it? Like
exactly.
And like, I feel like they've had banger after like last year. Scarlet and Violet came out to selling very quickly, selling very well. Sure, the game critically wasn't well received, and there was a lot of controversy about how buggy it was, but it still sold bukus. It still sold a crap ton. So it's like Nintendo, I think out of all the companies just has that brand power with Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, to some extent Kirby, to some extent, Super Smash Bros. Freaking, it's wild to think that, and this kind of goes with Grand Theft Auto 5. Who the hell doesn't have Mario Kart at this point? But it's somehow still being one of the most sold games every month. It's like, how? Same with Grand Theft Auto though. How? It's like people still buy these games over and over again. It's like Zelda has this brand power, or Nintendo has the brand power, and it's just proving that with Zelda, with Mario and Pokemon and everything. So it's just wild. It's not a surprise. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom deserves this huge win because it's, despite like how I feel about it, it's still an incredible game. So, when are you going to be playing it?
I'll probably be playing it here this next week. I'm just waiting to get paid, and then I'm about to buy it, and it's going to be my game that takes
you're
probably.
You're gonna be that person. What if you like when you go buy it, a message on the screen pops up and goes, "You're the 20th million person to buy it." Would you be like, "Oh yeah"? And then Miyamoto calls you up and he's like, "Hey, Ell, I got your number." You're the 20th millionth. I don't know why you're calling me.
Wow, thanks, Miyamoto. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What else are you going to release? And then it's just a dial tone. He just hangs up on me.
Beep.
Thanks for your money.
He turns to the people next to him. We got to kill Ell now. What?
Oh no.
He knows too much.
Exactly. Oh my
I don't know anything. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. You asked too many questions.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah.
No, I'll be playing it though.
Yeah, I'll be playing it here next week just to get my hands on it. It's funny because I texted you one day this past week, if not this week, earlier this week, where I was like, I said before on this podcast, I was like, okay, I'm going to run through Breath of the Wild first, and then I'm going to get to Tears of the Kingdom. And then randomly one day I text you in a text, I just said, I've decided that I'm just going to start playing Tears of the Kingdom and skip Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Are you
just because. Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say that just because of, I've seen so much hype of people of what they're doing. I was like, I can't start at Breath of the Wild. I have to start at Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's just wild. And do you know another game that's coming out soon that got recently announced that I doubt it'll make 10 million copies in 3 days, but it'll probably sell really well. And that's right, everybody. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1. That's right. They're going back to the beginning. They're going back in time to number 1. And they released a trailer. And we're going to watch this trailer. I'm not including audio with this. Okay. And I'm going to give a trigger warning for folks. It's pretty gosh darn bloody. Which is to be expected because it's Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, yeah.
But just be aware, pretty bloody. There's going to be no audio. So if you want audio, you're going to have to go watch the trailer yourself. But we're watching the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer here. It is beautiful. It looks great. It's gory as all hell. I can't wait. You know what? Let's just add a little bit of audio. We're going to add a little bit of audio.
It's time. WB Games.
WB Games. NetherRealm Studios.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Raiden?
That's not Raiden.
Oh, is that? Who's that?
It's not Raiden. Don't worry about it.
Oh?
Raiden doesn't exist in this timeline.
He doesn't? Are you lying to me?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
Wow. It's so cool. They're going back in time to reboot. That looks like Kung Lao.
Yeah, that is.
Nice. Oh. The Little Thunder. Oh, boy. Katana?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, this looks beautiful.
I mean, this is just a cinematic trailer, but it's still gorgeous.
It's still very.
Then her sister.
Melina?
Yep.
Wow, I can't believe I remember these people's names.
I mean, surely you remember these two, right?
Of course. The faces of Mortal Kombat. No.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Oh, I was always a big Sub-Zero fan.
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-oh.
But yeah,
this is
storm is brewing.
So cool.
You know who that is?
What the heck? Is that Liu Kang?
Yep. It's Fire God Liu Kang. He becomes a god. He became a god at the end of Mortal Kombat 11. Sorry, spoilers for Mortal Kombat 11.
Spoilers. And this is the one and only. Let me guess. Shang Tsung.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, and now this is where it gets bloody, y'all. Sorry. Oof. Graphic is graphic. It's so gosh darn graphic.
Oh my gosh. I was not prepared.
Yeah, that's a trigger warning.
Oh my gosh.
This is
crazy. Wow, the cinematic and the detail and all this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. I think I did see this part like on TikTok or something. Oh my god. Holy moly.
Yeah. I've watched this trailer so many times because it's dope as hell.
It is dope. Wow. Mortal. This is where dun, 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 dun,
dun. Mortal Kombat.
Boo, 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 boo.
It's in our blood. September 19th is the release date. And if you pre-order, you get Shang Tsung and beta access. The beta access is for Xbox and PlayStation only. But
that's so crazy.
But man, I'm not a fighting game person at all.
Yeah.
But I have always enjoyed Mortal Kombat games, especially the last few. Starting, I want to say it was 9, right, where they kind of started turning to a heavy focus of the story.
Yeah,
like Mortal Kombat, like of all the fighting games, have always, after like what 3. I want to say it was like the Xbox era, like the original Xbox era and PS2 era, when they really started focusing on story. The Mortal Kombats really started getting stories. But like I've always enjoyed the lore of Mortal Kombat. I think it's cool as hell. It's stupid, dumb fun, but it's also interesting. When I watched this trailer on Thursday, I want to say it was Thursday. I think it was Thursday. I immediately was like, what the hell happened at the end of Mortal Kombat 11? And there's like a 5-hour compilation of like all the cutscenes.
Holy crap.
And guess who started watching it? This guy. I got like 30 minutes in. I still have 4 hours and 30 minutes to go. But this guy started watching it. I'll eventually get through it, maybe, hopefully. But
oh my gosh.
But like, yeah, I was like, man, I'm excited about this. And I say I'm gonna play it. Most likely what's gonna happen is I'll play it like when it's like on a steep discount, and I will play the story on like the easiest difficulty if they're easy options, because like I suck at fighting games. And then that's usually how I've consumed every Mortal Kombat game, was just like put it on the easiest setting and just play it that way. So I do that with Injustice. That's how I've played Injustice games. I love those games. I love the story. It's pretty fun, but I'm not it's the same team as Mortal Kombat. So
exactly. Yeah. So nice.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 1. So it's September 19th. Funny story about this. When I was telling my dad about this, he was like, "Oh, sweet! It's on my birthday, because it's my dad's birthday." And so he's like, "You're gonna have to buy it for me." I'm like, "Dad, I'm gonna be in Japan. I'm not gonna buy you shit.
I have my own things to worry about."
Yeah, but yeah, he was excited. Even my dad was excited. And like, nice. I honestly never heard my dad get excited about Mortal Kombat before, so I was surprised by that. He's a secret Mortal Kombat player.
Whoa! Like, what if he's number one in the world?
I'm gonna find out. Yeah, he's secretly, when he shuts himself in his room at night, that's what he's playing. And it's like, oh god, Dad, you're number one.
Tournaments. He's won tournaments and everything.
Yeah.
So
that's
funny.
what he go. That's why. Oh my god, I gotta go back and line up his work trips. I gotta see if they line up with Evo. I gotta see if they line up with Evo or any tournaments or anything like that.
He wears a hoodie.
They do.
Nice. That's so dope. I can't wait till it comes out. I'll probably do the same, where I'll just wait, because I'm not one of the first people to just play a fighting game, but when it goes like on a little sale or something, I'll probably pick it up. Yeah,
same. But I'm excited. It looks great. At least the cinematic looks great. Obviously, we're not going to get no gameplay in that. But do you think there's going to be gameplay at like the PlayStation showcase?
Oh, that's
Summer
cool.
Game Fest, Xbox showcase. Like,
I could see something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to show up at one of these showcases. I'm more inclined to say like it'll probably show up at PlayStation or Summer Games Fest than Xbox, because like PlayStation owns Evo now and stuff like that. Sony owns Evo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Evo, which Evo is the big like fighting tournament stuff. Yeah, they acquired the Evo Championship Series, so
nice.
It would make sense. And I feel like Street Fighter 6 got revealed with PlayStation and all that, right? So it just would make sense that the Mortal Kombat would be another fighting game to get revealed alongside PlayStation and stuff. So
exactly.
But I'm sure we'll see more of it soon.
Nice.
And I can't wait to see more of it soon.
Oh yeah.
But you know what time it is, El?
What time is it?
It's time to wind this freaking podcast down.
Oh my gosh.
We've gone on long enough. There's not much left to talk about. So wind us down and into the night.
Into the night we go.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in to the live version of Respawn Please podcast. Usually you can catch the podcast live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel here. You can just type in Respawn Please Podcast into YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of our future updates. We got videos coming out this week, as well as watch the previous week's, this last week's videos, because a lot of stuff came out. Also, if you end up, you can watch the edited version of the video version of this podcast, which drops on Mondays, as well as the audio version at 9 a.m. Here on this YouTube. And the audio version is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you get podcasts. Make sure to subscribe here. Follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at Respawn Please Podcast. And we'll see you all on Wednesday for the live either reaction to the PlayStation or we'll see.
We react to
the recorded version.
Recorded version, which I probably would have already watched, but
and we see Jesus' acting go on.
Whoa, what? That got revealed? Oh man, who would have guessed that Spider-Man's here? What? I would have never guessed. Oh my God. Have a wonderful night, y'all. See y'all on Wednesday.
Goodbye.